Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Cauthen, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Yes, sir. I still got Tootsie Roll in my mouth.
Old Tootsie Roll over here. New nickname, by the way, no longer known as the Dumpling Gang. Just breaking news this morning coming in. Breaking news, no longer known as the Dumpling Gang. It is now Tootsie Roll.
I don't like that.
Hey, just because you're about to take a drink of your coffee, I wanted to ask you something.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You don't like Tootsie Roll? Isn't that a rapper or something? Isn't there somebody?
It's a dance.
Oh, that's right. Let me see that Tootsie Roll. Jack Durish is here. He knows that dance. He was the one. Jack's the one that came up with that dance. Mm-hmm. So that was a song, right? Let me see that Tootsie Roll. Yep. Man, I forgot about that.
As I was coming back down your hallway earlier, there's a big tub of candy, I guess, in the kid or the youth room or something. And
did you partaketh?
I took one.
You partaketh of the candy?
Yeah.
Hey,
it's the best breakfast I've had today. It's mixing well with my mouthwash.
I'm not a breakfast eater unless once a week I'll go to Sandra's Kitchen. I'm going to tell you, she has the best breakfast tacos in Huntsville. Have you been over there to have her tacos, breakfast tacos?
I believe we have. We go through spells at the funeral home where we don't eat breakfast, and then there's. Well, it's all my fault. There's a week or two straight where we eat breakfast every morning.
Just depends on how Billy's feeling, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, well,
I asked her, I'm like, hey, I'm a little hungry this morning. Let's get breakfast tacos, or let's get Chick-fil-A, or let's go get kolaches or something, and then.
What's y'all's go-to for if you get breakfast tacos? What's your go-to?
El Gordo.
Those are pretty good. Those are
well, see, because the ladies, they all get the breakfast tacos, and I go ahead and get, like, lunch tacos.
What's the difference? Nothing, just time of
mine
eating?
Are flour tortillas with, like, fajita beef and cilantro.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't really sound – the fajita beef and cilantro don't sound – well, the cilantro does, but the fajita beef doesn't sound like a breakfast to me.
It's not, yeah.
I just couldn't wake up eating fajita beef.
I go ahead and get that big old Mexican glass bottle of Coke, to wash it down with. Yeah, it's tough.
Sandra's has, they have the.
Now we go there all the time for lunch. Sandra's.
Oh, it's good. She has the jarritos, sodas, but then she also has Joya. Joya. And the Joya sodas. Man, I try to, I'll be honest, I'm a Diet Coke or Coke Zero drinker. Somebody said, oh, that diet, it'll make you gain weight. No, it doesn't, because I'll tell you what, when I switched to diet versus the amount of Dr. Peppers I used to drink versus the Diet Coke that I drink, I've actually lost weight. So I know it's not good for you, but I think sometimes people get on these kicks of they'll hear something from somebody, and then it just sticks in their brain that that's true, and then it just continues on.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody along the way, multiple people along the way have told me you'll gain more weight drinking diet sodas than you would if you don't.
That's how rumors get started,
But I'm honestly, I've lost weight since I started drinking diet soda. I don't drink, and I know. You can go ahead and argue. I know there's people out there that are saying that. I know that they're bad for you. I've already crossed that barrier. I know that they're not good for you. But for me, diet sodas. My grandmother drank 3 or 4 Diet Dr. Peppers a day for probably 30 years of her life. She lived to be 93.
Yeah, I love it when they interview, like, especially the old ladies that are like, 100 plus. And what's your secret? 3 Dr. Peppers and a half a pack of smokes a day. That's what their secret is.
Well, it was like Mr. Overton, Richard Overton in Austin. He's a well-known gentleman. In fact, at one point, I believe he was one of the oldest living Americans, and he was a veteran, great man, and he was still driving at 100 years old. And he passed away at 112, lived in Austin, and he would sit on his front porch, and he became just a front porch guy. You could go drive by Mr. Overton's house. He was always on his front porch, and you could go by and have a discussion with him. Anybody. And people would just drive by and talk to him. And as the news, the internet makes everything kind of blow up. And so people started to learn about him. And it got to a point to where I almost felt like you had to buy tickets to go over there and talk to Mr. Overton. But he was still driving. And here's one thing that I want to mention. He ate ice cream, and he smoked 1 cigar every day. A cigar a day and ate ice cream. And he had a shot of whiskey at night. And he said that's what kept him going.
My grandfather always took just a little sip of whiskey every night right before bed, and he said it was for municipal purposes or whatever. I'll never forget that. You talking about, being that old and whatever. There's a lady here in town who's 104, and she is still driving.
I had no idea.
She lives in your neighborhood.
Ah.
Oh.
104?
104.
You know her name?
I do, but I'm not divulging.
Can you say?
Be on the lookout for Grand Marquis? Is all I'm saying.
Can you say a first initial?
Well,
we need a hint.
I just know her as Miss than her last name. So.
What's the first letter of the last name?
E.
Miss E. Miss E. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take
Miss
it
E.
easy, Miss E. All right, well, welcome in, friends. We're off to a good start here. Great show lined up for you on this Faithful Friday. We want to welcome you in, as always, and thanks for helping us write another chapter in the good news and the good happening here in Huntsville, Texas, as we do get rolling today, episode number 385. Our friends from the VFW here, Jack Durish, along with Warren, always welcome on this show. They became great friends of this program, good friends of ours, and we appreciate them very much. We're going to have a raffle drawing coming up today.
Raffle?
A raffle.
Raffle.
We could have a rifle drawing, too.
Let's draw a rifle.
Jack, did you bring a rifle? We could have a rifle drawing and a raffle drawing. So we'll have to figure that out. But we're excited to have them in. Appreciate all that they do in the community. I want to circle back real quick. There's been a lot of fall festivals and Halloween events that are going on. We hit up the several of them. One of them that we went to was a very successful event, the Trunk or Treat over at Hart's Veterans Museum. Saw Warren out there, I believe. So Warren was out there. And it was a great time. There was no excuse not to vote, by the way. You still got until we want you to get out and vote, but you got early voting. And then, of course, Election Day is going to happen on Tuesday. But I did not realize the voting was open. The voting precinct was open over there at the storm shelter on Saturday. I had no idea. I thought it was only Monday through Friday for early voting. So we got there at 6 o'clock. We still had an hour, so we went and voted. They were open.
Yeah,
till
they're
7.
open 7 to 7 or something. I don't. When I went, I mean it took longer to park than it did to vote. So, yeah. When
I went, I decided I'm going to go Monday when it first opened up. You know what? It was awesome to see the folks. I couldn't do. I ended up having to leave because I only had about 20 minutes, and there was about an hour-long line that day, I believe. It was just wrapped outside around the back of the building, and that was a good sign.
I finally got parked, went in the door where you're supposed to go in, and the sweet young lady's like, make sure your cell phone's off or whatever. And from the time I walked into that door until I was handing the next lady my driver's license to scan it in, I don't know, a minute, if that.
I feel like
just,
they got 30 machines in there or something. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot. So, what we do, again, want to welcome you in episode 385 as we get rolling here. Special shout out, as always, to Paul Oley, the gallery, for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. It's our good friend, Paul Oley. Check him out at 1201 University Avenue. Also, a huge thank you to Elliott's Jewelers, Elliott Herzlich, online at elliottjewelers.com. I appreciate all of his support. Elliott's been with us also since the start, and we would not be able to be here without him and his support sponsoring our studio. And, of course, here on this Faithful Friday, absolutely could not be here and promote folks such as the great happening at the VFW without our friends from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, Greg Smith, Billy Cauthen, the whole crew, J Money, all of them over there. We appreciate them.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know who J Money is, you need to start coming to our Billy Cauthen restaurant reports on Fridays.
Or she's available at the funeral home. You can come by and meet her there.
That's right. Go by. Even better, go by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Almost said Samuel Houston Walker Elementary, whatever.
Hey, don't kin this up.
Ken, we love you, man. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Go by and see her over there pre-planning. We're going to have a legacy dinner here, by the way. I wanted to bring this up. Mark your calendars. Everyone is welcome. It's not just for folks here at First Baptist, but we are hosting a legacy dinner. Leaving a legacy dinner is what we're calling it. Or my mom would call it supper, and my sister would call it supper. We won't get into that debate, but leaving a legacy dinner will be happening on January the 16th, I believe is the date, if I can remember correctly. So mark your calendar, no charge, and there's going to be a lot of great information. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home will be there. Our friend Angela Volish will be there. There'll also be an accountant there. Not trying to sell anything, push anything, nothing like that, just informing you on things that you need to think about, especially as you get older. Do you have a will? What are the plans? Do you have pre-planning done? What are some of the tax benefits for trust and those kind of things? All of that's going to be discussed again coming up in January, and so we would love for you to be out here at First. Again, it is Leaving a Legacy Dinner. We will have that again, and I'm just double-checking. I'm rambling on because I'm trying to make sure. It is Leaving a Legacy Dinner, January the 16th, which is a Thursday night at 6 o'clock. So
I got some interesting news, too.
All right, what do you got, Billy?
Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home is hiring.
Ah, yes, we forgot about this last week. What's going on?
If you know anyone or yourself or third sisters, cousins, uncle, whoever, we're looking for people to help us with, services and service families. And we're also needing a couple of people that are willing to maybe go out with the funeral director at night and help us do what we do to bring loved ones back into our care. So if it's something you might be interested in, come by the funeral home, grab an application. It's a one-page, real short deal, and we'd love to talk to you.
You're over here kind of looking at me winking when you're saying this, Billy.
I need your help, Rob. I need you to go out with me.
Well, here's the deal. So my neighbor, I won't say full names. My neighbor David, though, we were at Randy Thompson's service. Beautiful service, by the way. And y'all took, no, it wasn't. Was it Randy?
It was Randy's.
It was. Yeah, it was Randy. And just y'all took beautiful care of him. And I remember walking in. I said, "What is my neighbor doing wearing a Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home name tag?" So obviously I didn't know. We talk all the time.
He's actually been there and what's great, is he works at the Wyndham School District and then works for us, kind of quarter time.
So there are part-time opportunities,
correct,
to help out.
It's part-time, quarter time, 1/8 time, however you want to look at it. But we actually pay very, very well. And, it's one of those deals to where if we call you up there for one simple thing and it takes 10 minutes, we don't just pay you for 10 minutes. We have a blocked amount of time. So if you come and help us and we get it done soon, you still get paid like it took a half a day. So
yeah, I want to encourage you, if you're someone who just loves people and wants to comfort people and be there and just be that shoulder that somebody needs to lean on, it's a great opportunity, and I think it's what y'all do, Billy, is just – I've always had so much respect, for teachers and for nurses, but getting to know you and the way that you have just presented yourself and loving on people and loving on families, I have developed a tremendous amount of respect for those that are in the funeral business because it's people are going through some of their most toughest times. I'll be in Georgetown. I've got a lot to prepare for today and trying to schedule everything, and got a game tonight all the way in Kuntz. And then as soon as that game's over, we got to drive 4.5 hours all the way back to Georgia. We're going to have to pit stop in Huntsville to drop a young man back off. And so we'll probably roll into Georgetown at 3 or 4 this morning. But Bridget's grandmother had passed, and so we're doing the memorial service Saturday, tomorrow at 2:00 for that. And I've just developed a tremendous amount of respect, Billy, for your industry.
You know, and it's great for someone who's retired, who's just wanting a little extra something to do, or needs a little extra income, or maybe a college person or someone who's a night owl. I mean, that would be awesome if you wanted to go out at night, and you're one of the people like me that have trouble sleeping at night. So yeah.
Just give them a call. You can go
Give them
online.
a call, or just come on by the office. Swing by the office. You could take the application home with you, or fill it out right there. It's one page. And I'll probably interview you on the spot, and get something set up.
Interview you on the spot, shake your hand, maybe slip them 100. Say, well,
here's
see you back in an hour.
Yeah, here's 100 and a name tag.
It'll be one of those hello handwritten, like
hello, my name is.
Yeah, hello, you'll get the official one in a couple of weeks.
We have nice name tags.
Well, all right, friends. Well, hey, do us a favor. Let us know that you're out there today. Many of you are already chiming in. We're always just enjoy being here, especially on a Friday. Please let us know you're out there. Do us a favor, like and share this broadcast so we can reach the good in our community and promote all the great things that are happening here in Huntsville. Before we take a quick break and have Jack and Warren on, I do want to mention this, Billy. Halloween was last night. We were going to go to our neighborhood, and then we were going to go to Brookview. That's where our former neighbors were. That's a quick question. If you move, are they your former neighbor? I think they're still your neighbor. You shouldn't say former neighbor. They're still your neighbor in a way.
They are, but they're not. I mean, you're not like going next door and saying, hey, man, you got a whatever I can borrow.
But, well, how many times do you do that anyways? Y'all do. You told me y'all's place y'all do, right?
Well, yeah.
Because you got family right there.
Yeah, my mother's right next door. Which if you ever get an opportunity to do that, don't.
Don't do it. Well, we were gonna.
She would be the perfect person, because I'll step out of my car at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, coming back from a call, and I'll hear, Bill,
you okay?
Mama, what are you doing up? Go to bed.
I'm getting pancakes ready.
She's over there doing something.
Well, we were gonna leave Elkins and then go to Brookview, and I'll be honest, we got in a cart and we started at the beginning of the neighborhood. We didn't make it out of Elkins.
Did you get roadblocked?
No, we ended up trick-or-treating for 2 hours. And I was sitting there thinking, what are my children, what are they going to do with all this candy? And so, of course, we let them have a few pieces. Let's be honest, full transparency, when you got little ones at that age, 15 months and almost 3, the bulk of the candy goes to mom and dad. Can we just kind of be honest about this situation here?
It'll be the same story when they're 10 and 12.
So
you still gonna be looking for those Reese's peanut butter cups.
Well, it was great. No, they enjoyed it, and it's more of, I use Halloween as an opportunity to teach my children even more how to be respectful. Man, I don't want to go down this train, but I have to. Parents, can you teach your kids to say thank you and be? I mean, there were children running all over the place last night. One of them almost tripped my daughter, and I just looked at the little guy and I said. And he goes, excuse me. I said, you shouldn't even be saying excuse me. You should be behind her. She was in front of you. And it's just so please, parents, teach your children. My children, I'm trying to teach them to say trick, or Caden's just starting to say words. Braylon is a walking dictionary now. She'll say everything. So I've taught her to say thank you all this. So if you hand her something, or if you hand her something, she'll always say thank you now.
Good.
But here's the deal. I'm trying to teach her to say trick or treat. Well, she doesn't. I'll say, what do you say, Braylon, instead of trick or treat? She'll go up and say, thank you. But it was a madhouse. We trick or treated for 2 hours, Billy. We started at the beginning of the neighborhood, came all the way back to the house, and I mean, it was a madhouse.
I had to pick Olivia, which is my youngest child, up at the junior high the other day, and yeah, parents, y'all need to tighten up. I'm not calling names because, Lord, I don't know your name, but y'all need to tighten up. Them kids are bad. It's just bad. There's no respect anymore. They're everywhere. They're screaming. They're hollering. They're saying words that I wouldn't use if I hit my thumb with a hammer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's happening at your house for you to be like that here?
They've got to learn. They have to learn, and I'm not casting judgment, because there's times where I've slipped and and I've said things or done things, and I'm just like, man, why did I act like that? One day, in fact, I thought my neighbor Mike was scared of me because he always walks by the house. Well, I haven't seen him in 3 weeks, And it was about 3 weeks ago on a Saturday that I just slammed the door and I had to run outside and scream and yell because there was just so much stress and I couldn't hold it. You ever had that? You just got to let it out.
Is this the same guy that just tree fell through your house?
No. Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah, if he wouldn't have seen. But no, I just and of course I look up and there's Mike walking his dog. He kind of looked at me. He normally stops and talks. He just kept on walking. And that was one of those moments I said, man, I feel so dumb. Here I am thinking I'm out here by myself.
I went through that too when the kids were young and me and Jacqueline were really, trying as hard as we could to do everything right and make it. It's tough, man.
Yeah.
I remember one time at our old house, and it was financial. It was a financial deal. And I took my hands and we had, the house was sold, had paneling on the wall.
Rip the paneling out.
No, I didn't do that. I just remember beating my fist on that paneling thinking, God, why? Why do I work so hard? And here we are, struggling. But we just stayed the course and firm believers. And now I guess we're better. I'm not having to beat my hands on anything. So.
I'm sitting there thinking of my little clubhouse growing up. You beat the wall and stuff falls out of it. Ants and who knows what else comes out of it. But yeah, it's tough. And I walked out and I said, "Man, I probably scared Mr. Mike." Well, here's the deal: we're at the beginning of the neighborhood. I hear some guy, "Hey, get out of the road!" And who was it? It was Mr. Mike. Mm-hmm. I said, "Mike, I thought you went away." He goes, "I've been around." And I said, "Well, I missed you. I've been worried about you." He goes, "I've been worried about you." And then he just kept driving. So
his word, you was going to scream at him.
Yeah, he's probably worried about that. Well, hey, friends, again, let us know you're out there this morning. Do us a favor, share this broadcast. So many of you have been such a great part of our program. Maybe you're watching for the first time today and you've never interacted. We won't call you out, but we would like for you to say hello. And so if you're on the social media streams this morning, do us a huge favor and just comment in hello or good morning. And those of you that are here, let us know what you're thankful for today. I think whenever we share what we're thankful for, it really helps build up a community, and all of us can kind of share in that. So as you wake up today, just type in a simple comment and say, I'm thankful for what? And Billy, I ask everybody else what they're thankful for, and I've never asked you or me. So I'll start with you. What are you thankful for, Billy?
I'm just thankful for the overall opportunity that the Lord has given me to do what I do for my people, my community. It's not something that anybody can step up and do, and he's given me the strength and the knowledge, and yeah.
I think, one thing I'm thankful for, Billy, is I'm thankful just to get up in the morning. I heard somebody say this once, and it stuck with me. They said the fact that we are breathing is a miracle. Life is a miracle. If you think about it, life is truly a miracle. And I know many people are sick. Praise God, I know this young lady who's diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And that's not a good diagnosis. Mm-mm. And praise God, she is completely cancer-free. She is cancer-free. She's a mother, just had a baby a couple of years ago. She's got young children. And I saw that come across. And many of you may be in that boat where you're struggling today. Maybe it's an illness. Maybe it's a terminal illness. There's something going on. But I want you to know the fact that you're here right now, if you're hearing my voice and Billy's voice, the fact that you can hear, that you can see, that you are breathing is a miracle. And don't ever take that for granted, no matter the situation. I know it's easy for someone like you and I to sit here, who's feeling overall okay. We don't have any major health concerns. I'm tired and exhausted, wore out all the time, but I don't have any major health concerns. And I'm sitting here thinking, I know it's easy for us to say that versus somebody who may be in a chair and can't get around, or somebody who's maybe in their last final weeks of life. But I want to encourage you that no matter where you're at, if you're breathing, that is a miracle. Mm-hmm. And that's something to be thankful for. And if you're going through one of those illnesses and you've been praying for healing and you're not seeing it, it hasn't came to pass, I want to encourage people this. And it's funny how as you get older, all these things that you're told over your life start coming in and making sense. And it's like what is it you hear things but you don't listen. Does that make sense? You hear it but you don't listen.
It's funny you would say that because I've been thinking about that a lot lately, like stuff that my parents and grandparents, stuff like that, have told me as a young man that just never, it didn't sink in or didn't make sense, or I just didn't understand why. And now I'm like quoting that stuff to other people, and it like hits you like a frying pan to the face. Ah, crap! I know exactly what they were talking about now.
Just sometimes it takes some brain cells to mature a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta go an extra mile down that road before you understand.
It's been hitting me a lot since June when I lost my dad, and there's so many things that are now coming back into my mind that I said that's what that meant. And I think a lot about even what I've heard growing up from different pastors, and one of them said this, and this is where I was going with this. Maybe you've been praying for healing, you're not seeing that come to pass. God has a plan, and he said it, and it never hit me like this. Look, if the healing don't come here on this earth, that ultimate healing is going to come once you're up in heaven with the Lord, and that's something to think about. And that's the faith, right? That's the component of faith that you got to have. And that faith, knowing that you can pray and believe, because I believe in a God who does heal, he can heal, and he will heal. But even if he doesn't choose to here on this earth, that ultimate healing is going to come whenever we depart from this earth for those that believe in him and have a relationship with him. And that's the key component to it. My dad had his struggles. I've talked about this. He had his struggles, and it was something that he couldn't ever fully get over. It's hard. My dad fought in Vietnam, and we've got two gentlemen here today that are veterans, and there's things that are unimaginable that I cannot. I said this the other day. I said there's no way that someone should try to put themselves in somebody else's shoes if they've never experienced that. Now you can have you can have empathy, and you can try to love on people, but if you've never been in a situation, can I encourage you, please don't try to put yourself in that situation. Mm-hmm. You can still love on people and be that support that someone needs if they want to talk. But please don't try to put yourself in somebody's shoes. I could never put myself in my dad's shoes of what he went through. But there's all these things that my dad had taught me over the years that are starting to finally come back, Billy. And it's really hitting home. Mm-hmm. And it's joyful. I don't want to sit here and make it sound like it's a bad thing. It's a joyful thing because I'm so thankful that my dad spoke that into me. And, I was going back to my dad. There was things that he struggled with. One of them, unfortunately was alcohol. It was a tough thing. And I love my dad. And I know he wouldn't mind me saying this. Even if he was here today, I'd say it because I love my dad. But his ultimate healing is now in heaven. He was a believer. He believed in the Lord. He believed in salvation. He asked for that. And so I know that his ultimate healing has now happened. Just like somebody who's suffering that may have cancer, and you're sitting there praying, and that person, unfortunately, would lose their life to cancer. You know what? That ultimate healing is now happening in heaven. And that's what I believe, Billy. I truthfully believe that and want that to be the encouragement today for you.
I'm worried about our guest over here.
Yeah, we got Billy's nervous.
There's a homeboy down here rolling down a pillowcase.
Yeah, so he's got something in there, Billy.
If there's a snake, rocks. Look, if there's a snake in there, me and you gonna have a.
No, we're not getting weird, churchy like that. He didn't go on YouTube and look up snakes in a church.
No, don't.
Oh, man, yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a break. We've got Jack and Warren joining us here in just a few moments. Hey, you know what? I want to give away 2 more passes to Lone Star Lights. Billy, you ever been out there, Carolina Creek Lone Star Lights?
No.
Well, we've got 2 more passes today that we're giving away. This has been a big hit this week, and all you got to do, what's that keyword?
USA.
Or as Rick would say, USA.
USA?
USA. Keyword is USA.
Yeah, I see it.
Keyword USA. Text that in along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, that number 936-339-0139. Your final opportunity this week to win 2 tickets to Lone Star Lights. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. As always, our Faithful Friday is brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. It's our family serving yours since 2002.
And you can be part of the family. Just come fill out an application.
Yeah, our family asking you to be part of our family.
Yeah.
Since October 31st.
Yeah, we even have, awkward Thanksgivings and great Christmases. Yeah, come on down.
Come on down and get the rest of it.
Yeah, get the rest of it.
Right over here. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We'll step aside, friends. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for interacting with us. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
40 Days USA.
40 days of prayer for our nation.
Please join Dr. Nigel Big Pond, board member of the National Day of Prayer Task Force and full-blood Yuchi Native American, as he prays for protection and wisdom with domestic and foreign threats.
40 days.
Well, Father God, we come to you with a great spirit of victory, a great spirit of joy and peace to endure and to overcome because we trust in you, because we love you. Let everyone that's listening to this, let them know that their prayers are so valuable, so powerful to give protection to a nation, to give wisdom to a nation, to overcome the threats of war in nations. So I hope and pray that in this day and time, our prayers will be overwhelmingly powerful. Amen.
Join us as we pray for our nation by going to 40daysusa.com to receive the 40 Days USA prayer guide and other free resources. That's 40daysusa.com.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
Well, friends, if you went trick-or-treating last night, you probably got a little sweaty. It was hot last night. Guess what? It's hot again this morning. For October, it's warm. 70 degrees, 97% humidity as you're getting rolling today. It's only going to be in the low 80s, but rain remains in the forecast tonight, a low of 69. And as we continue out through the rest of this week and weekend, there's all rain in the forecast, and we still have rain. We've been talking about it all week. There's a chance of rain in the forecast at least through Thursday. That's as far as we go. I know there's a 10-day forecast that's out there. I don't trust that a lot. I always go with the National Weather Service and what they have to say. They do a pretty good job. And again, Thursday, rain remains in the forecast. So all week long. In fact, Monday night, we could have the heaviest rain that they are predicting and some thunderstorms. But the highs will remain in the low 80s, and the lows will remain in the low 70s to upper 60s. But there is going to be a little bit of a cooling trend as we head in through the rest of the week. We're going to get down coming on Monday and Sunday things will start to cool off a little bit, especially on Tuesday. We'll have a high of just 70 degrees, a low of 58 on Monday night. We do want to welcome you back in, and hey, check it out. It's our friends from, as my dad would say, the VFW. Warren is here with us today. Also, Jack Durish. Jack, good to see you.
Hey, good morning.
Good to see both of you guys. So, Warren, I saw you at Trunk or Treat.
Yes.
Let me fix this here just a little bit. We didn't go through our FAA checklist. There we go. Jack's a pro, though. He's a seasoned professional. Jack's kind of like,
he's been on here more than I have. So.
Jack's kind of like, if you buy that new grill and you fire it up a few times and you season it, that's Jack. I don't know what that means, Jack, but it's a good thing.
Well seasoned.
Well seasoned. Good man. Jack, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Waking up, breathing. When you're a storyteller, you really envy when somebody beats you to a great line. And Mark Twain wrote one that just, he really beat me. You're talking about being thankful. He wrote a series of books that were not published until 1940s, long after his death, because the family's afraid if he wasn't already in hell, he was going to be there if these books got published. Letters to Earth. If you had never read them, they're hysterical. The Diary of Adam, The Diary of Eve. He wrote in a line, The Diary of Adam, Eve has died. And Adam says, wherever she was, there was Eden. And that's how I feel about my wife. And so here I am in Texas with this woman. And I'm so thankful for that, you cannot believe. So that's my thankful. Every night I wake up at least once in the wee hours of the morning, because now I know what they mean by the wee hours of the morning. And I always sit and I look over at her and I say, thank you, God, for this woman.
Amen.
So that's my thankful.
Well, that's good, Jack. Well, Warren, it's good to see you as well. We saw each other at Trunk or Treat at the Hearts Veterans Museum. How have you been? What have you been up to, Warren?
Just trying to get this raffle over with, and so we can present the tickets to the lucky winner. It's a It's a trip for two to Dripping Springs, Texas, for a hunting trip. At a 6,000 acre ranch. You can get 2 bucks and all the varmints that you can rustle up. So.
We got quite a few varmints here
in
Huntsville, but if you want to get some that you can actually round up, you got to go to Dripping Springs.
You see, they're getting a lot of wildcats around here.
I've seen that, yes, sir, yeah. Well, Jack, let us know. We're going to draw here in just a few moments, and Jack, let us know a little bit more about this raffle. We had one a few weeks ago that we drew for, and that was a beautiful one. Let us know about this one and what's going on today.
Well, this is our purpose. We help veterans in need and their families, and we're running raffles. I'm always out there trying to come up with a method of earning money, and maybe sounds like a money grubber, but everything we earn, we don't have to pay rent. We're provided our space, our meeting space at the Hearts Veterans Museum. We of course take no salaries. Everything we earn, we're feeding it back in to help veterans in need. And we don't care. They don't have to be members of our organization. Long as they served honorably, we look at their record of service, DD 214. You served honorably. You need help, you get help. And we'd like to do more of it, but, I like I said the last time I was here, we're writing the big checks out personally to, Appalachia and Florida for the horrible things that happened there. So, and that leaves us just grubbing for the pennies. So, and we'll take anything we get. Micro donations, that's our big push now. And just to get people some say, look, I'll give you $1 a month. I'll give you $5 a month. I don't want more than that. I don't want you to think about, gee, can I afford this?
Yeah.
Just small. Give me $1 a month. Give me $5 a month, and we'll put it to good use. And that's what we're here for. So.
Well, this raffle specifically today, I know y'all been selling tickets to it, Jack. Let us know what – I know Warren had touched base a little bit on it, but give us a little more in depth about what we're going to draw for here in a few moments and what's going on in Dripping Springs that they could win.
Well, when we came – when I first got into this, everybody had gun raffles. And I thought, come up with something different. And I thought, how about, well, you get guns. You obviously want to use them. Let's have a hunt raffle. And I started calling every ranch in Texas. And I found this guy in Dripping Springs, and he just seemed like a prince. And so we negotiated out a good deal. We went out to check it out and everything, and he turned out to be the nicest guy I'd ever met. And I really wanted him to come here for this. It didn't work out. But and it just it was we had this is the second time we've had this raffle. First time we made a good amount of money on it and we put it to good use. This time was tougher. The economy really changed in this last year.
Yes, sir.
And it really made it tough. People would come in, they're heading into the market where we're sitting out, and they'd say, I'd like to get that, but let me see what these groceries are going to cost me. On the way out, they throw a couple of dollars on the table and say, I'm sorry, that's all I got left, So that's where we're looking at other ways to raise the funds we need to help veterans. And that's the whole story. It's tough times, and I know a lot of people are praying that this election, however you want it to turn out, it's going to make things better. But honest to gosh, we're so far in the hole. It's going to take a while to work our way out of it.
It will.
So we've got to rethink everything, and work in the context of what reality is. So.
Yeah, it's a good word. It's a word that I wish you didn't have to say, Jack, but it's the truth. And but we've been, I look at it like this. We've been through things in our country before, and I believe when we remain in faith and just hold on to that promise of what America is, and look at that, and say we're gonna get back to those days. But it's good. You're right. You can't just snap your finger, Warren. Right? You can't.
No.
If we could figure out how to snap our fingers and change things, man, we wouldn't be sitting here, would we?
It's gonna be a long haul.
The truth is this, and this is the thing. To me, the most consequential elections in this country are school boards. If we get the school straightened out, then everything else it'll work its way up through the system and fix everything. We need good, honest journalism. We need good government. We need good law enforcement. But more than anything else, what people don't realize is our economy is the aggregate of all of our efforts. And people, they think the economy, there's this pie, and am I getting my fair share of it? No. You want a bigger slice of the pie. Forget it. I don't want a slice of any pie. I want my own pie. And my pie is exactly what I make of it.
That's good. Yeah.
It's my work is worth money. I create the value. Each of us creates the wealth for ourselves. And then you look at it, all that wealth added together is the wealth of the nation. And government doesn't produce 1 cent of anything. It's a cost. Every cent they spend is a cost. They're using our money. So we got to get people to learn economy. We got monetary policy. Very few people understand monetary policy. And it just I'm not being political here. I'm being, we the people are who make America. You could take us, put us anywhere in the world, any planet in the universe, and we could have America right there.
Mm-hmm.
Constitution, free people, we're in business. And that is what I really hope people learn.
Yeah, well, Jack, that's so good. I'm glad that you brought that up. Definitely, I don't see it as anything political at all. I think it's just, as my grandpa would say, it's just common sense, And my grandpa used to say common sense is an uncommon thing. And that's another one, as Billy and I were talking earlier, that's another one of those phrases and things that I was taught growing up that I heard, but I never really listened to. And now as I'm getting older, I'm listening. I can hear those words and those phrases and those teachings from my dad and my grandfather and many others come back now, but It really isn't. Common sense is an uncommon thing.
You know, my mother's favorite one is never wish your life away. And she died of cancer at 52. And that really struck me. But I'm sitting here, God, I want this election to be over. Just get it over with, folks. I want it to be November 6th. And I went, oh, my God, I'm wishing my life away.
I don't want all the commercials.
There's today. I'm going to live today. That'll happen when it happens.
I think, Wednesday, hopefully everybody will be able, despite what happens,
Yeah.
I think on Wednesday everybody's going to be.
I hope so.
And then hopefully we can, keep rocking.
Move on.
Well, Warren, how many do we have in here? How many names are in the pot today?
Well, unfortunately, we only were able to sell 167.
Okay, well that's still. Hey, so you got it. Someone's got a good chance.
Really good odds today.
Oh yeah, somebody's got a real good chance.
Did somebody? I mean, what was you could buy as many as you wanted, right?
We only printed 1,000 tickets. We wanted to keep the odds down to be attractive.
Sure.
Never did I realize it would only be 167. And towards the end, honestly, we were telling people, you really ought to buy one of these.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, Jack was joking earlier when he came in. He goes, I'm rethinking this. I was thinking, okay, maybe maybe I'm done with raffles. And then he goes, I was in the shower and I had one more idea. We won't go into the idea yet, but I think raffles are a good thing. I think.
Wait a minute. You got a polling process. Folks, what would you think of a raffle for a side of beef?
Yeah, tell us about this beef conversation y'all were having real quick.
I got this thing I got two sides to my head. I'm a storyteller. I grew up with a very abusive father, and so this world was not a nice place. And so I had the storyteller in my head who was always telling me stories about a better place, and I was having a happy life in it. And she has stuck with me, and I always refer to it as a she. She's like this voice in my head telling me these stories and always coming up with solutions to problems. And I step into the shower and she says, how about raffling a side of beef? And I'm like, that's not a bad idea.
He's always coming up with good ideas.
So, well, no, she is.
Oh, she is, yes.
Yeah, so folks, tell me what you think of that one. Would you buy a raffle ticket for a side of beef?
Depends on how much beef it is.
A side.
How much would a side be?
A side is a whole half of a cow.
The whole half of it.
Yep, half of a cow.
Well, they were putting estimates on there on one side I was looking at. It was probably 250 to 350 pounds of meat.
Wow. Jack, get somebody to donate a freezer and pair that side of beef with a freezer.
Yep, there you go.
See, he and I are on the same page.
Yeah. She said, and I was telling Warren, place my parents bought a hindquarter back in like the early 60s, like 61, 62. And this place had a deal where they actually had the cold storage. And so you'd buy the hindquarter. In my case, my parents bought a hindquarter. And they butchered it, they wrapped it, and wrote all the packages, what it was. And they kept it there, and then they could go in any time, open their locker, take out what they wanted to keep at the freezer at home, or, for immediate needs.
Well, you already got one sold. My sister, who's listening this morning from Central Texas, she said, I'll buy a raffle ticket for a side of beef. So you already got one sold.
There you go. See, this might be it. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get this raffle underway, this drawing here. We promise there's nothing in this bag that you need to worry about. So we'll get the old...
Stop.
Don't
wiggle.
Yeah, get that snake out of there real quick. All right. Well, it has been shaken up. We are independently verifying this. We do have a notary in the building, independently verified by Jack Durish and Associates. No, I'm just kidding. It's like the lottery. They have this company that's their auditing company.
Yes.
We have brought in an independent auditor. Is that
right?
He's
a lawyer, so.
Yeah.
No, don't you dare say that.
All right.
I knew he was going to yell at me for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. You want to shake? Can we shake this up a little bit here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, so we're gonna give it the old Hello Huntsville shake here. You got a lot of them in here. Full disclosure, I don't think
167.
I don't think I got a raffle ticket for this one. I did for the generator. So there's no There's nothing here. I don't know who this is. You want me to draw here for you?
Absolutely.
All right,
I would
here we
love
go.
for you to draw it.
Here we go, Jack.
Hold it up higher. He can look in that back. He's a tall guy.
Hold on. Let me take off the Sam Houston Championship ring so it doesn't interfere. And here we go. I'm not looking. You can see on the camera. Full disclosure, this is the auditing process. Oh, there's that one that has that bump on it that he told me to draw. Just kidding. All right, let's go down. You know what? Let's go down to the bottom of the barrel here. All right, Warren, I'm not looking. I've got one. Is that the text side or the blank side?
That's the blank side.
All right, here we go. I'm going to flip it over just because the auditing process. All right, here we go. Chase Scott. Chase Scott has won today. Let's get on the phone and call him.
Excellent.
Can we call him real quick?
Absolutely.
So we're going to give Chase Scott a call here. Boy, that's a weird number. 832-823. I won't give the rest of it for privacy, but that's a tongue twister phone number.
It is.
What's your phone number? 832-823. Boy, that'd throw me off. All right, here we go. Jack, you take the call.
Probably not awake yet.
Wakey.
Hello.
Hey, is this Chase Scott?
Yes, sir.
This is Jack Durish. You're on Good Morning Huntsville, and we just had a drawing for a hunting trip. Do you remember
You're
buying
joking.
a raffle ticket?
Yes, sir.
You won.
Yeah, Chase.
No shot.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, you cleaned that up real quick.
Thank you for cleaning that up. It's a live morning show here, Chase.
We don't have tape delay here.
Yeah, no tape delay. Chase, congratulations. You are the winner
Man,
of this
I
hunting
appreciate
trip. Yeah, where are you based out of? Where do you live, Chase?
I live outside of Anderson, Shiro.
Okay, all right.
It's outside Minnesota.
Well, how did you find out about the raffle?
The Mushroom Festival.
Okay, all right. Well, there you
Awesome.
go, man.
I was up there selling tickets.
There you go, Warren. Yeah, take Warren. If you got an extra seat, take Warren. He's the one that sold you the ticket. All right.
No, I hear you. But man, I'd love to stay on the radio show, but I'm at work. So.
Awesome. Well, get back to work. Congratulations, Chase. You are the winner, and that's from our friends at the VFW.
You're going to get a call from Warren Dull. He's our senior vice commander, and he'll work out the details with you, okay?
That'll work. I appreciate it.
All right, Chase. Have a blessed day, man.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, there you go.
All
Boy,
right, excellent.
Thank goodness for that human tape delay there.
Hey, I believe.
That was you saw that one coming.
I was sitting here. Hey, there's that mute button on my. See, we can just mute just like. See, there you go. You can mute it. So.
He corrected his language real quick.
All right, there we go. Family friendly here on Good Morning Huntsville, but you never know what you're going to get. That's all right.
You never know.
Hey, well, Jack, thank y'all so much. Real quick, we got just about 2 more minutes. I wanted to give you an opportunity. What else is in the pipeline at the VFW?
One thing I want to tell, my wife hounded me for years to join some veterans organization, and I just wasn't interested until I saw that back in the days when the VA was not performing well, and people were dying waiting for care and such, and we were taught you were going to survive the battlefield taking care of each other. Well, it occurred to me that we're going to have to take care of each other to survive the peace. And so that's when I got involved. And honestly, I joined both the VFW and the American Legion. And what I didn't realize was I wasn't joining the VFW and the American Legion. I was joining a post. And neither of those posts really satisfy my need to help veterans. And so I left them and I started shopping. I started noticing that the posts were different. And I found one, this was in Dana Point, California, that was dedicated to serving veterans. And when I moved here to Texas, I was looking for the same thing. But at least this time I knew I had to look around. There wasn't a song, there was a song Shop Around, I think. You got to shop around. And I visited down in Conroe, and I visited the American Legion here. And when I found this post in Huntsville, the museum really attracted me. That's an amazing place. If you haven't visited the Hearts Veterans Museum, there are docents up there that it's not just artifacts, but there are artifacts with stories. Everything has a story. There's like the 2 Navy uniforms on mannequins side by side. The male is a member of our post. That was his uniform when he got married, and the one sitting next to it was his wife's uniform when she got married. So that was their bride and groom outfit at Pearl Harbor. And so you learn these stories, you're going, wow, there's a story that's not just some artifact, but it's an artifact with a story. So that got me. And then I saw the motorcycle sitting there with all the autographs of Medal of Honor winners. And one of those signatures was a Medal of Honor winner that I actually investigated and documented his act of heroism that he won the award for. Actually, I did 4 of those in Vietnam, and I must have done a pretty good job telling the story because all 4 of them won it.
Gotcha.
But so just understand this. If you have an idea in your mind, well, I don't know, Elks Lodges are like this, or Lions Clubs are like that, or VFWs are just bars and people smoking and drinking, get that out of your head. Every one of these organizations, it has a national organization, but every post, every branch is individual, and it reflects the personality of the people who belong there. And we have a mission statement, it's in our national charter, but we tend to emphasize those parts of it that are our interest.
Sure, yes, sir.
So our post here in Huntsville is a service post. We do not have a bar. We do not sit around smoking. We have a business meeting once a month, which is the most boring part of it, but at least we need direction, what we're going to be working on, what we're doing. And we are that. If you want to help your former comrades, we're the post for you. If you want to sit around drinking and smoking cigarettes, there are other posts that do that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So,
well, more information online. We appreciate Jack Durish and the VFW, and also, of course, Warren being here with us this morning. More information online. We put the website up there on the stream earlier. For those of you that are listening on Spirit Radio FM this morning, too, go to VFW5871.org. That's VFW5871.org. My sister was just talking about our dad, Commander, 3 times, and she said, so we understand what the VFW stands for and what they do for the community. It's an organization that we hold very dear to our heart, an organization I grew up in with my dad, and just love what the VF does for so many in our community, and most importantly, what you guys do for veterans. So, Warren, thank you for hanging out with us today, man. Good job as always, and you got to get up early in the morning to get up early with Jack, right?
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, this recruiting process has been very important to me, and coming up with younger vets. Guys like me, I told them they get 2 years of me as commander, and that's it.
Yes,
so
sir.
My spring is winding down as I get towards June of next year, and I'm doing everything I can to keep up the tempo. But thank God, I got people like Warren and some other people who have really stepped up and taken a lot of that load off. But even with their help, I need more recruits because I'm doing about 4 or 5 jobs. And it's for an old man, that's not easy.
Yes, sir.
I'm supposed to be retired here.
Well, Jack, thank y'all so much again. Always a friend of the program. I'll give you one more handshake because we appreciate y'all. Warren, thank you so much.
We appreciate you.
You bet. Y'all are welcome anytime. Well, friends, we'll step aside. We'll take a break. Appreciate Jack and Warren being here with us today. Do want to remind you, final opportunity now is that line will be closing in the next 5 minutes to text in the keyword USA for your chance to win 2 tickets to Lone Star Lights on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That number 936-339-0139. Again, thank you to Rick Boning and our friends at 0 Degree Creations. They are the makers of that wonderful freeze-dried candy here in Huntsville. As always, our Faithful Fridays brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. It's our family serving years since 2002. Check them out online at shmfh.com. It's hometown traditions, hometown values. We'll take a quick break. Billy and I will talk more when we come back. We'll also have Billy Cauthen Restaurant Report when we come back. Stay with us. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville here on a Faithful Friday.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
So, what's inside the mysterious little box?
Whoa, what box? Oh, that box over there.
You went to Elliot.
Wait, don't open it yet. Oh, and yes, I went to see Elliot's Jewelers just a couple of days ago.
Inside the box, is it golden?
Well, I was a little concerned about the price of gold because it's high, but Elliot really helped me find something beautiful and monetarily agreeable.
Oh, well, hey, can I open it now? Please?
Whoa, just a little longer. You have to at least wait until Christmas Day.
Oh, well, I can do that.
Elliot's Jewelers. Fine jewelry and engravable gifts. Schedule your appointment at elliotsjewelers.com. That's ELLIOTTS Jewelers.com.
Make sure there's something extra special inside the mysterious little box you give this season.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Braylon, say this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
That's how we're going to talk the rest of the show, Billy.
Like Boomhauer on King of the Hill.
Welcome back at it.
I wish I could talk like that.
Billy, thank you, man. I know, you guys are a big supporter of this program, and when we have guests on, I know that they do come in and they utilize some of that time. But this is why I make this known, because we would not be able to bring those guests on and promote these nonprofits if it wasn't for our foundation sponsors, just like Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Obviously, we're here when we want to promote you guys and talk about the good y'all are doing, but that just shows the alignment that we have with businesses here in this community. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home is active, and I want our audience to understand that too, that when we have guests on here such as Jack and Warren, and we have the VFW, we had a Time to Read with Holly McMichael yesterday. When we have all of these guests on this show, we don't charge nonprofits to come on here to promote what they're doing, and we would not be able to have them if it wasn't for our foundation sponsors. You hear Billy on here. You hear Karen Denman and Toy with Walker County Federal Credit Union, Denise. On Tuesdays, it's Jason with Guardian Defense. Wednesdays, it's Kay and Rick with Tomorrow's Promise. Thursdays, it's Pastor Bay here with First, and then on Fridays, it's here with Billy. Something else that I don't ever want to gloss over is there's a couple more folks, too, that are ongoing. Terry Coleman's our real estate expert. Sam Moak has the legal corner. Magnolia Kennel, they also have monthly support for this program. There are so many people that are involved, and I'm going to tell folks, just being this isn't a money-making machine over here. We do enough to take care of what we need to keep it afloat. I've got a little bit that I'm able to give to Michelle to help us out, but other than that, this is why we do it. And so I'm very serious on talking about this, not to further enhance what we're trying to do. I do it because I want folks that are listening to support these local businesses, because it's not easy. It's a lot of work that I love doing, but it's a lot of work. 385 episodes into this now to promote this community, and that's what we do. We don't ever want to go down a rabbit hole and get into negative news and those kind of things. I think news needs to be reported, Billy. It really does. But there's things that we won't report on, and that's where I encourage you. Go to the local paper. They do a good job. That's their duty to do that. That's not our duty here on this program.
Yeah, duty.
It's duty. Hey, did you hear what Jack said? I caught this. It was kind of a little one of those nonchalant type jokes in the background that he said. But he said, I get up in the wee hours of the morning, and now I know what that means. Did you catch that?
That's another one of those you understand as you get older.
And here's another thing about this show, too. Michelle's only with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I don't have the privilege of somebody coming over here running these cameras, Billy. So watch this. You see, I don't like how that camera's sitting there. Normally, I'll switch it over. I'll switch it to you.
If you have her on Tuesday and Thursday, can I have her like on Monday and Wednesday?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. All right. See, this is the joy of live video. Now somebody's gonna be, that's not very professional. But you know what? This is Huntsville. That's how we roll.
Yeah, that's how we do things, sucker.
I still don't like how that looks, but whatever. It's good enough for today.
Yeah, my makeup's not very good today.
Yeah, sorry, our makeup artist did not do good at all. All right.
Like them old shows you watch where they holler makeup and that big guy comes by with the
yeah, just an old smackdown. All right, well, once again, we talked earlier, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home is seeking part-time employees, and so if you want to serve families and be involved, go by their location at Normal Park. Be a part of that. Billy, a lot going on. We had the Billy Cauthen. Did we have it? No, we didn't have it.
We didn't.
We've had to skip it, but we are going to have it today.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to a food truck.
Yeah, are you down for today?
I guess so.
Are you free today?
Free
today. Well, we had Laura Green from Cauthen a couple of days ago, and she was talking about their Food Truck Friday that they do. And I believe it's the first Friday of every month. Well, it just so happens it fell on November 1st. And I said, wouldn't it be great? And so Michelle kind of comes up with, she assists with the Billy Cauthen restaurant report. Billy's like, just find somewhere that we haven't been to go.
I'm to the age now I could eat at the same three places over and over, so it's whatever.
So here's the deal. Today, Frank's Tacos. Boy, they're good. Have you been over there to Riverside?
Oh, yeah. My family loves Frank's.
Well, they're going to love it today. He is here. We're going to go over to McWilliams & Sons today for the Casa food. So it's kind of a double whammy. Not only are you supporting Billy Cauthen Restaurant Report, not only are you supporting, it's triple whammy. You're supporting Billy by getting out there. You're supporting Casa and you're supporting Frank's. I mean, what a better win-win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and I'll bring some applications with me, and you can fill them out there, and we can just interview over lunch.
Yeah, I'm going to bring my lifetime plastic table with a couple of plastic chairs. We're just going to post up right there
Right
today.
there, yeah.
Hey, something that we are working on, and join us. That's at McWilliams and Sons, by the way. We're not going to Riverside. It's here in Huntsville. They bring once a month. They bring the food truck, and so please come join us today. McWilliams and Sons Heating and Cooling.
It's the old Exxon station at Avenue M and 11th Street.
Right there, right downtown. You'll see Frank's food truck there. We are going to go there and eat today. I hope they got picnic tables set up or something. I didn't even think about that.
It's going to be hard to eat my messy fries if I don't have something to set them on.
Man,
You ever had the messy fries? It's like the good French fries that you would get from like Texas Burger, and they put cheese and like taco meat and jalapenos, and they just on top of those fries. Yeah. And that's why I'm fat right there.
I'm texting my wife right now. So we're in this debacle because we, with everything going on, I'm sitting here like I'm officiating Granny's funeral on Saturday, and it's a privilege to do that. But I'm sitting here thinking of everything going on, and last night and I've known about this for a week, Billy, but then last night, after trick-or-treating and all that, my brain finally had maybe 5 seconds to slow down from this week. And I said, oh, great, we forgot about the dogs. So we're in a debacle right now trying to and here's the other part of it. And Steph Valley's always been so great, but they're pretty busy over there too. We can drop them off tomorrow there, but the debacle that we're facing right now is I don't have a truck. Bridget's leaving today. And then my friend Nathan is coming in. I've got to do the New Waverly football game tonight in Kuntz, which is 2 hours out of the way of where I'm going to be heading. And so the plan was I was going to ride back with Nathan 4.5 hours back to Georgetown and get there at like 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. Well, now I've had to change gears, and I think I'm going to end up just having to get a rental car because Bridget has to leave today. And because of my broadcast, I can't leave today. So, yeah, it's one of those fun hodgepodges. So we're trying to figure out some logistics here today.
That's a word I haven't heard in a while. Tobacle.
Tobacle?
You're in a tobacle.
Boy, I like those tobacles you're wearing today, buddy.
Yeah, I got these down at the Boot Barn.
So yeah, join us. I know I'm bouncing around. Restaurant report today, so come on out. We'll be out there at noon, and that'll be fun. I got to go see Odell at 9:30 too. It's weird. All this stuff starts happening, and I'm in the middle. I'm like, man, I got to get a haircut also. And Odell fit me in today at 9:30 was the availability that he had. So anyways, that's what we're doing.
That's who you can get your life lessons from right there is Odell.
Goodness gracious.
God almighty.
He taught me one of the – can I just share a quick story real quick?
Sure. This is kind of your show.
It's your show too, Billy, on a Friday. You know, when my dad had passed, I knew in my heart that I'm a believer, right? But the enemy attacks from the mind.
Yep.
And when he attacks from the mind, that eventually transcends down to your heart. That's why you got to guard your mind. You got to guard your heart. You got to guard your mind. You got to be careful, and you got to be mindful of what you're taking in. And I know in my heart that I'm a believer. But when my dad passed, my brain started to question, man, what if all this is just kind of made up? I'll be transparent, you know. But my heart said stop, and that was the Holy Spirit talking. Said stop, look at everything, look at the miracle of life. That's why I talk about the miracle. Look at all this. You think all that just happened? I said, no, I know it didn't. I know you're my Savior, Jesus. But my brain and the enemy was attacking. And so I prayed, and I said, Lord, just give me something. I said, I know that I know that I know who you are, and I know that I know that I know that I have a relationship, and I know that I know that I know I'm going to be in heaven one day. But I said, Lord, just give me something today to bring some peace over me. Something. I need something. It came in the form of Odell at Cajun Barber. He didn't know anything that was going on. And I walked in, and he told me a miraculous story of when he had surgery. And I'm going to let him share the story. I've asked him. He said he'll come on and talk about it. But long story short is he had a glimpse of heaven. And I'm just going to say it like that. I'm going to let him have the full story because I guarantee it's going to radically change some people's life. You hear about this stuff, and I'm not being weird, but you hear about this stuff, and you're like, nah, that's – but when it happens to somebody that you know, it changes the whole trajectory, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole level of credibility that comes with people that you know and trust.
There's a guy that he used to work at the funeral home.
You're in that business, so I'm
he's
sure
he's no longer with us anymore. You know, he's passed on to a better place, but he was having like open heart surgery and kind of TKO'd there on the table, and they brought him back. But he he had a story about what he saw that was like, oh, man, and I trust this dude. I trust if he told me that the sky was orange, I would just be like, the sky's orange.
Yeah.
And his story was very.
The only thing that I'll tell you is when somebody says, this happened and that happened, there's been, some people say, well, that's your brain kicking into overdrive. But when you can describe to a T things that are happening that there's no way you would have known, that's not just your brain kicking into overdrive. When the doctor confirms that, how did you see this? And you tell him, then the doctor said, that must have been because of this. And that was, I won't get into it because I want him to share the story. But it all ties together, Billy. Here's the thing. I prayed. I said, God, just bring me something. And he told me that story. And you know what he said at the end of it? And he said, so if you, I didn't tell him any of this. But I told him, I said, my dad passed. And he goes, Rob, I want you to think about this. And he said, let me go back. I did not tell him my dad passed until after the story. He told me this. He said, Rob, I want you to think about this. He goes, if you ever doubt the existence of God or heaven, don't. That's what he told me. And then I said, Odell, have I got a story to tell you? I said, before I came today and yesterday I was praying, I said, Lord, I said, my dad just passed. That was not coincidence that he told me that story. Because he normally tells me Boudreaux and Thibodeau jokes. But this day he decided to tell me a whole story about this, Billy. That's God at work, man. There's validity to that. And it's some great stuff, man.
I don't want to switch gears too much, but
yeah, let's talk about this.
We talked about Wade last week about having
Wade Thibodeau, yes, sir.
About having a family member named Boudreaux.
Yes,
I have confirmed to Mr. Thibodeau there is not a Boudreaux in his family.
Okay, so
and I guaranteed that he had one. So
did you tell him we mentioned that on the show?
I told him we talked about him, and of course, he thought I was pulling his leg. And then finally, he started to believe me. He's like, "Well, y'all were probably talking crap about."
No, I said we were
talking nice stuff about you.
I said we talked about how important that paper is. So yeah, if you don't get the Walker County Press, you need to get it.
Yeah,
and there ain't no reason you shouldn't.
You get it often.
Yeah, Wade does a phenomenal. We just love him. He's a good one. Hey, on this date in 1512, Michelangelo's paintings on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel went on display for the first time. He said the numbers 23, 37, and 68 were the hardest ones to fill in. I don't know why. Do you know why?
No.
I have no idea. These are dumb. Anyways, I don't even want to read any more of these. Today is National Prime Meridian Day. It's Day of the Dead. All Saints Day, Autistic Speaking Day, World Vegan Day, National Cinnamon. There's normally only 2 or 3.
I'm going to celebrate World Vegan Day.
What are you going to do?
Eat as much beef as I can.
Yeah, that's opposite day. National Cinnamon. Hey, National Cauthen Day, National Stress Awareness Day today. Boy, I need some of that.
Shh. Brother, I need a whole gallon of that.
Look, National Brush Day. Now, does that mean artistic brush or does that mean brush?
I don't know.
That's one of those funny
I don't know the answer.
I've never thought about this. That's one of those funny words. You got a field and there's a bunch of brush in it.
Yeah.
That's one of those words I've never thought about just how funny it sounds. Brush.
Okay, there's that. And then there's a paintbrush. And then there's someone brushed up against you.
But think about like sticks and brush, out in the field. Brush. Like, what does that mean? You ever thought about that? Who thinks of this stuff?
I don't know.
Well, I better go out because I've heard well, you need to get out there and clean the brush out. Well, is this like Brutes? Is this from the same family that developed Brut?
Yeah, man, I don't know.
That's why Brut was developed, because someone started stinking from cleaning the brush.
I've told you the story about the real estate in my head, right?
Yeah.
To quit. No, I ain't got no more.
The brush. One vital thing on that, there was a restaurant down in Pearsall where my family lives in South Texas. You know what the restaurant was called? Brush Country. And so I'd always ask my uncle, where do you want to eat? Let's go down to Brush Country. Just sounds good. Brush. It's National Brush Day. National Deep Fried Clams Day. Oh, that does not sound too good. Are you a clam guy?
Yeah, and I do like fried clams.
National Cook for Your Pets Day today. National Cook for Your. That's it, Steph.
I made sure they had 2 scoops of food before I left.
This is a big one. We talk so much about literacy here with Time to Read and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Also, many other organizations. It's National Family Literacy Day, National Authors Day, and how about this one? My favorite, Billy, National Vinegar Day.
I knew about National Vinegar Day.
How do you know about this?
Because Larry Crippen told me.
Did he really?
I don't think it was Larry. I think it was somebody else. But it was on the radio.
He was like, and today is a National Vinegar Day. That's the news from the news leader, Cauthen.
Yeah, I love that.
There you go, man. All right, that is what's going on. Things you need to know. This is a big one. I don't want to get political, but this could have some implications in the media business if it goes through. I don't think it will. Former President Trump has filed a $10 billion lawsuit against CBS for the way that it edited an interview with VP Kamala Harris. You know, there's some things that she said that they took out to make it sound a little bit better. I'm not speaking from one side or the other, but this has been going on for a long time. If this lawsuit goes through, which I don't think it will, because I believe there's some constitutional amendments there that protects people, but there's some things in the Constitution that protects people. But think about the implications that could have. That if that went, because there is so much gibberish on the news now. But he's got a good point. I'm going to say this. He's got a good point because this kind of stuff can dramatically change the landscape of our nation and the election.
Open your eyes and ears, people. They're going to make it. If the news is the news, if they don't have news, they don't have anything to report. They don't have anything to report. They don't have a job. So they want to make things just as screwed up as they can make them, so they have something to report on. So yeah, they're going to tweak this and tweak that and do this and do that, and the whole time you're sitting in your living room thinking the world's going to hell in a handbasket, and possibly it's not, but. Is the head dead yet? You know what I'm saying? If they don't have some doom and gloom to report on, because nobody wants to hear about sunshine and rainbows and puppies.
Except this show.
Yeah, we're a little different, as you can tell. But, you know, they're going to tell you the bad, and they're going to tweak, and they're going to edit, and they're going to do all that stuff. So they have the doom and gloom to deliver to you.
Yeah, exactly. So... yeah, we'll see. And I'll be fair. I believe it happens on both sides. Now, me, if you know me, I tend to lean more conservative, but I'm open. I've learned to have an open mind, but I do have things that I fully believe in. I don't go public and speak on it, but I will say I typically lean more conservative. There are some issues that I'm more in the middle on, but I see it too on the news that I choose to watch. I see it too, and I have to think about that of like, well, they got a good point, but I can see the biased point of view on this. It happens all over the place. Happening tonight in Everett, Washington. Billy and I will not be there, unfortunately. It's the 2024 National Beard and Mustache Championships. 17 mustache categories. Handlebar's got to be in there. It's got to be. Handlebar, mustache has to be in there. The best, if we send our own Chief Mathis over there, he'd win that thing in a heartbeat.
That is a beautiful stash.
It's one of the best I've ever seen. 13.
Hey, you know what? And it's attached to a really awesome individual.
It is, yeah. You can't pull off a good stash unless you've got a good heart.
Yeah.
And that's Chief Mathis.
Yeah, but he got to spit and twist down good.
He's got it down, yeah. 17.
I'm not picking on that man.
No.
Y'all don't tell him I said.
No, he's a good man.
Yeah, he is.
He was on the show a while back.
Was he?
Steph Valley got him here. We appreciate that. 17 mustache categories, 13 partial beard categories, and 21 full beard brackets. Take that for your bracketology coming up tonight there. 42 seasons. Wow, this one kind of hits home to me, sort of. 42 seasons of being a play-by-play broadcaster, Bob Costas has now announced he is retiring. His last games were the American League playoffs between the Yankees and the Detroit Lions. By the way, what a run he's had. 42 seasons in the sports broadcasting world. Know him well and wish him the best.
You ever thought about retiring? I think about it all the time.
I retired years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I upset some retirees because they thought I was some young punk that had struck gold. And I said, no, I was tired yesterday. I'm tired today. I'll be tired tomorrow. I'm retired.
Look, I'm trying to talk to you about something serious.
You
don't ever think about retiring?
No.
Like what you're going to do?
No. I don't think I'll ever retire. I think I'm always going to be doing something.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're supposed to think about that, but I cannot imagine for the life of me just sitting around. What would I do? I have to be doing. I just imagine broadcasting for the rest of my life.
I'm going to go to work part-time at a funeral home.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. When you retire, you're gonna retire and then call Greg and be like, hey, do you got a part-time job?
We'll go in, fill out an application.
2 more quick things here. 2 new Thanksgiving sandwiches have been added to Arby's. I went to Arby's yesterday. I got that buffalo chicken wrap. Thanksgiving sandwiches. The deep fried turkey gobbler and the deep fried turkey club. I would not be eating those, by the way. Here's today's impossible question. Only 10% of people do not have this memorized. 10% of people don't have what memorized?
The Pledge of Allegiance.
That's a good one. I've messed that up before. 10% don't have it memorized. While you're thinking about that, 20% of us say that we take up 2 parking spaces when we're going to the grocery store. If you're that 20%, boy, I can't stand you.
What do they do?
They take up 2 parking spaces.
Oh, yeah, especially with your Dodge Ram with your big wheels sticking out on the side.
Oh, man. 40%.
You're supposed to stay between the lines, not put your tire on the line.
Do that. 40% of adults say they're embarrassed by their middle name and blame their parents. I'm not embarrassed by mine. Mine's Jordan. What is
James.
yours? Billy James. Man, that's great. Billy James. I like that one, man. That sounds like it sounds like you and I need to go hit up a bank.
Yeah.
Hip and James coming your way.
Yeah.
Jordan. No, because my middle name's Jordan. Jordan and James.
Yeah. Jordan James gang.
Yeah, I like it, man. Billy James. All right, man. Well, it's a good one. I'm not ashamed of mine. And mine's spelled different, too. It's Geordan. Jordan.
Jordan.
It's pronounced Jordan. It's not as Jordan. The average parent thinks that 12 is the best age for their child getting their own cell phone. I don't think so. I think that's too young. 12. But you're a dad, though. What's your take on that, though? I don't want to judge that. What's your take on it?
Kind of what we've done is when they get to junior high, because they start staying over for like band and football and God knows what else they do now. That's kind of like when they get a phone with us. That way they could, be like, hey, I'm done with practice. Or,
yeah, that's good.
Hey, it's got rain. Because, the school does a good job of sending out emails and the coaches do reminds and all that. But I don't know. I got left at football practice one time, and it wasn't my fault. Coach Abel, if you're out there, this is for you, buddy. It was not my fault, okay? It was 1992. They ain't had no cell phones. I got left. That man punished me and ran me like a dog the next day.
Love it.
Because he had to wait longer. And what's funny is my mother's boyfriend's stepdad, whatever you want to call him, because my father had already passed away at this point, was supposed to have picked me up. When he got home, my mother assumed that when I got out of the truck, I went and did something else. So it was kind of like close to dinner time before they realized that,
that was it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I was in trouble.
Well, that's what happens. So phones may be a good thing. Here it is. The answer: only 10% of people do not have this memorized. A joke. 10% of people do not have a joke memorized. I got a bunch of them, but there's so many of them I'm not allowed to repeat, so I won't repeat them anymore. Those are things that my dad that I heard and I definitely didn't listen to with some of the jokes he told me.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over to the Zero Greed Creations phone and text line. We got a winner today for those Carolina Creek Lone Star Light tickets.
Who texted in you? What was that?
This is Rhonda.
Hello, Rhonda. This is the local cable company. How are you doing today? I'm just kidding, Rhonda. I don't want to go down this train. This is it's your favorite morning show that you're a first-time texter into. Good morning, Huntsville. How are you doing today? Yeah. How did you find out about us?
My parents have lived, we don't live in Huntsville, just outside of Huntsville, for over 20 plus years. And my husband and I just relocated here. In fact, we're still unboxing and unpacking. But no, I've been in the Huntsville area for all those years. My parents moved here and just stumbled upon the Hello Huntsville. And I've always wanted to get more involved and see what's more happening in the Huntsville area. So I started listening.
You ever wanted to work part-time at a funeral home?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you need a CPA? No.
I think we actually have one of those.
Yeah, I may have one of those. Well, Rhonda, thanks for stumbling upon. We're 385 episodes into this every Monday through Friday. And it's not just the morning show. We also have our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. But you texted in today. We've had about 40 or so text messages come in this week, and your text won you 2 tickets to Lone Star Lights. So congratulations.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. I think over 2 million lights are out there at Carolina Creek, and it's just a wonderful time for your family. You'll be able to pick those tickets up, by the way, Monday through Thursday at First Baptist. We'll text you the information on that.
Okay, great.
So Billy wants to know, if you need any help unboxing anything, we work for about $50 an hour.
Okay, yeah.
And look,
no.
we're not fast, but we're steady.
Yeah, we're not fast, but we're steady. All right, Rhonda. Well, welcome back.
Yeah, we're steadily on a break or steadily.
Yeah, steadily on a break. Yeah, awesome.
Right.
Well, Rhonda, thanks so much for texting in today, and we appreciate you. Hey, before we let you go, we normally ask people, what are you thankful for about this community? But since you moved back here, we'll just ask you a generic question. What are you most thankful for today?
I am thankful that I still have my family, and I have God and Jesus in my life, and that I'm here another day.
Amen. Well, that's a good word this morning.
I'll take that.
That's a good. Yeah, we'll take it. All right, Rhonda. Well, have a blessed day. Thanks for engaging with us, and we can't wait for you to come by and pick up those tickets. All right.
Good deal. Thank you.
All right. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.
I love that when people say they stumble on us.
Well, I was just thinking that's neat because she stumbled on us and I stumbled in. So, here we are.
Well, stumbling time. All right. Well, that'll do it here. Hey, come join us today. Rhonda, you and your family, y'all are welcome too. Anybody out there, we go out to eat on Fridays. That's part of what we do. And so we'll be at McWilliams Heating and McWilliams & Sons Heating and Cooling today there at Frank's Tacos food truck. I hope they have picnic tables. I really do, but I don't know what we're going to do if they don't have picnic tables. We'll put down the truck bed. Well, I don't even have my truck. Guess we'll eat in the car today.
I'm sure I'll be in a funeral home vehicle. We could pull the stretcher out, I guess.
Well, man, anything else before we go today? I know Hornets got a big game coming up.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say this in a negative way, but there's some polls out there that have Nederland as the upper hand on this one. But I think the Hornets got a good shot.
Here's what I know about the Hornets. They're going to drive down there, and they're going to fight. And they're going to give it their all. And if it is, it is. If it ain't, it ain't. But this is I think this is it. This is win and move on or lose and go home.
Well, I think they're still in the playoffs, right? Or is that?
I'm not sure. I think this is it. I could be 100% wrong, but I've heard several that this is it. I think there was other teams that would have to lose in order for us to.
That's how tough the district is.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Damn it! If we could get PNG out of our district, I'm just sick to death of PNG.
We're gonna bring some shirts for you say PNG. Yeah. And then those will be in the garbage can.
That's great. I mean, I've been needing to clean my fireplace out.
Oh, man. Well, all right, friends. Well, we appreciate you again. Hey, you brought something here. What do you got here? You got some sort of applications, Billy. You want to mention what these are?
Hey, guys,
what are you hawking today?
I'm going to sign Rob up for the Elks Lodge.
What are you hawking today? Tell us about this before we go.
Well, the Elks is a great organization. We help, veterans and special needs children and just, drug awareness programs, stuff like that. It's a group of great people that are doing great things for the community.
Awesome. Well, let's see Elks Lodge. Billy's got applications. And
if you don't want an application to the funeral home, I can get you an application to the Elks Lodge. So I'm your application guy.
Yeah, don't ever let him be the last one to let you down. Get this Elks Lodge application.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, friends, well, that'll wrap it up. Hey, come join us if you can today at noon. For Billy Cauthen, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Hey, we've got a booked up next week as well. We'll be back at it Monday. Until then, have a wonderful and blessed weekend. And, hey, get out there and make a difference. There's a lot of people who need you, and just show up for somebody today. Billy, appreciate you, man. It's been a fun one, and can't wait to have some good lunch from Frank's Taco Stand.
I'm excited.
Today. We'll see you, brother.
See you.